Sul, hello, and Labus. Welcome to another episode of the Payne Family Ultimate Decades Challenge. The day is day 3 of 1347, and we're starting with the Blackshires for a number of reasons. But first things first, you may have noticed that at the end of the last episode, something happened. And what that is that the plague has already come. Now, there were quite a few theories about what caused the plague back in the day, but the one I'm going to focus on today is the theory of the conjunction of the spheres, or the conjunction of the planets, which is a part of the guess they had at the past about what the plague was and what caused it. But I'm afraid we're going to have to put that off for a moment because the Blackshires have a guest, and their guest is one Miss Ivor Hagen, who is in fact currently in labor. So let's go ahead and do this thing, girlfriend. Wow, I'd forgotten that Alice had so many children. There's just children everywhere, but at least that infant is actually on the playmat. Do you know how rare that is? Oh my gosh, Ivor, your tum-tum is gigantic. Okay, Ivor, it's your first baby, but Alice is here. She's supporting you through this. She's making a pie so you can eat something straight away. It's going to be just fine, Ivor. It's going to be just fine. Please hang in there. Oh, and the baby must be here. Oh my gosh, I just realized I didn't look for any names. Whoops. Oh, it's a boy baby. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, give me a second. I will find a name and I will be right back. So the name I'm going to give this baby is Alaric Grosmont, which we'll talk about the reason why in a second. Oh, Ivor. Is it just me, or does she look like someone who's not sure she wants to have a baby? Girl, it's a bit too late for that. Oh, a new baby! I can't get over it. Every time that there's a new baby, I'm still happy about it. But let's see how Ivor and new baby Alaric go. For Ivor, she cannot roll the numbers 1 and 11, that's it. So, 7, she's fine. And for the baby to survive, he cannot roll the numbers 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or 20. So, oh my gosh, the baby lived. Wow. Well, you know, she is being taken care of, if you will. Now, in case you haven't been able to guess it yet, the daddy for this baby is none other than one Henry of Grosmont, who is now actually Henry of Lancaster. And, oh, buddy, you can use your diaper. Now, I'm sorry, I'm going to complain about this because I actually finished the Reaper's Rewards in a different save file, a modern save file. However, it doesn't count. It doesn't get rid of it unless you go online, apparently. Which really frustrates me because I want it to go away. I think it's stupid, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it and the fact that you can't opt out. As you can probably tell from the fact that it's still here, I am recording this ahead of time just because I'm so anxious about leaving on this trip and not being able to finish the recordings in time. It just makes me a little bit nervous. So this is what is happening. You can go talk to your son, pal. Is this baby okay? Did we change his diaper? Yes. Now, Ivor, as you may or may not remember, is a sim who rolled not to get married, but to have 3 baby tries. And while she was at war, Henry of Grosmont, who has a fondness, if you will, for peasant women, saw her, and they actually autonomously were quite attracted to each other. They kept interacting autonomously. That's what gave me the idea. So it was kind of funny because it pretty much happened autonomously, although they did have some issues conceiving, so I don't know how many other children they'll have together, but James, go home, friendo. Thank you. At the end of today, though, which would be 3 months in real life time, but only one sim day for us, these guys will be going home, the Sims who are away at war, and you'll get to see the outcomes of their war rolls. But yeah, lots of things have happened. Lots of things are happening. Yikes. Yeah. But on that note, that's the big thing for here. We're actually going to be back here tomorrow because Alice and Gideon are having another baby. So they have another child on the way. You might have been able to tell if you looked at Alice because she's got a little bump on her tum. But yep, one more baby here, so we'll be back. But on that note, I'm going to leave the Blackshires here and head on to the main Paynes so that we can celebrate Midsummer's festival with them and talk about the fun topic of the Black Death. So here we are back at the Paynes. Wow, it is a beautiful day and a bit of a scorcher, actually. The weather is pretty intense. Everybody's got some tasks to do. Oh yeah, you can see in the background how steam is rising off of the ground. A bad day to have to go and set some fires, but what can you do? The idea I originally had was that they would go out and like play with a fire pit thing, but I did forget to put any of those around. I did. Technically, Isla Covington is a bit older than Harper, but I'm just going to see if they get along. You can give her a horse age-up treat. I'm going to let them deal with themselves and see what happens. Now, while they're enjoying their midsummer festivities, we're going to talk about a fun topic, which is the Black Death, because it is upon us, and in fact, it is happening. The Black Death was often called the Great Mortality at the time, but we refer to it as the Black Death these days, which means very specifically the outbreak of the plague that happened from about 1347 to about 1353 in Europe. Where it came from, theoretically, according to a story, is that it came into Europe from Genoa in the fall of 1347 after a Mongolian army were attacking a port city where there were traders and decided to launch plague-infested bodies into the city, which then spread the plague. However, we don't know if this is true or if this is not true. It could just be a story, but that's how the story goes. What happened once that happened is that people started dropping like flies because the plague is incredibly infectious. And so people who had the ability to, often traders, would jump on their ships and they would flee the city, taking the plague with them as they went, leading to the plague following a very clear route following trade routes of the time. Which leads us to the question of why did this great outbreak of plague happen at this point in time? Because this isn't the first outbreak of plague, and it won't be the last one, but this is one of the most impactful historically in the world at any point in time. So the factors that influenced it to happen at this point in time was one, that there was increased trade. This was a time of lots of trade across a lot of the world, and it was probably one of the highest points in trade at that point in time. Second, there was increased consolidation of power in singular places. Now, this consolidation of power in singular places meant that there were more cities because more cities were being created. And those cities were being filled with denser and denser populations because in the medieval world, there had been the warm period. And the warm period was a time when temperature was better and therefore food grew better, population boomed, and everything was going really well in society. It was a time of technological advancement. However, by the time that we're in with this challenge, we're now in a period that's known as the Little Ice Age, which is when the temperature is cooling off again and crops aren't growing as well. However, that population had already boomed, so there are these really populous cities in Europe. It's worth noting that in the Middle East and India and Asia, they already had really big dense cities, but this is a big moment of change in Europe. However, like we talked about, it had been the warm period. We had these big populations. And then it was the cool period, the Little Ice Age, which had impacted the Great Famine of 1315 to 1317, if you remember, which then also impacted the people who were alive at the time, because not only did they have less food, not only was less food available, but they also at this point were malnourished and had health issues because they had lived through the Great Famine. So it was kind of the perfect conditions for a massive plague outbreak that would end up causing serious long-term consequences. And make no mistake, this outbreak of plague has incredible impact on the entire future of Europe. It is wild. In terms of how it impacted people, in some cities they were hit really, really hard, and in other cities they were not hit as hard. In some cities, it was 75% to 80% of the populations that were wiped out. Florence, for example, was one of those. Cambridgeshire, also 75% of the village populations around there were wiped out. However, just down the road from Cambridgeshire, other villages only had about 5% of their population wiped out. So it seems that it possibly skipped around and sort of impacted some areas very heavily, but was a lot more generous to different cities. And that's what the phrase mortality fortunes comes from, is that there were different mortality fortunes for different places, and it's dependent on a bunch of other things that happened, but we'll talk about that in the future. For today, the only thing I want to talk about the plague, now that we've established why this one is the Black Death and the conditions that led to it being very impactful, is one theory about what was causing it. Now, this is way before germ theory, of course, so people had some very interesting ideas about what was causing the plague. The basis for medical understanding at this point in the past was something called humorial theory, and a facet of humorial theory was the idea of miasma, which miasma theory is the idea that bad air causes diseases. How this relates to people's theories about what was causing it is because, one, they believe that bad smelling air and bad air creates diseases and or death. The other is that they believed that the world was a divine creation, and not only the world, but the stars above. So understanding astrology and astronomy is a major way to understand the world around you and what's happening around you at this point in time. They believed that to understand the world, you had to look to the stars to see how they're impacting the Earth. And one theory about what was causing the plague was that the planets basically aligned poorly. And when they did that, they created this sort of bad pestilential air that was deep in the Earth's core, which was then brought up and then disseminated through the air, which then if you breathed it in, it would kill you. That was their understanding of that was one theory, I should say, of what was causing the plague, was this idea that the planets, the conjunction of the spheres, the planets had aligned badly, created bad air, and it was basically killing you. That's only one part of the understanding they had based on this idea of the impact of the planets, because the other part of that is the idea of, divine, how God is, a part of that whole story. But we'll talk about the whole religious view and interpretations of it in another episode, because this has already gotten a little bit on the long side. So I think that's what we're going to leave it with today, the idea that it was caused by a conjunction of the spheres. If you want to hear more about the plague all in one go, just let me know and I can do that in another episode. Yeah, just in case you couldn't tell, I did record that while I was looking at my notes, and then just recorded some gameplay to put over the top of it because it's a lot of details, Esmond, I hate that you became lazy. We're basically just doing midsummer stuff. You know what you could do? Where's your baby bro? Wait, buddy, don't. Oh, you're already headed that way? You're such a good brother. Oh, you can't give him a gift? I guess not. Dang. Why don't you give Uncle Harper a gift? You can give him this book that you shouldn't have. How about that? Luella, if you just grabbed mac and cheese. No. Oh, Marisol. I cannot believe that she rolled badly. Honestly, like, it's shocking to me. It's been so long since we last... Oh, hey, Beatrice. It's been so long since we last had a bad roll, but I feel like that was the universe saying, put on your big kid pants because it's about to get real out here. Call to meal, everyone. I wish it was a grand meal like we're supposed to have, but alas. Alas. Nox, I do appreciate that you're doing something useful. Can somebody please buy our stuff? Mr. Woodhams, are you okay? Sir, I'm afraid you have to be reset. I'll help you. Maybe that's why nobody was coming, because Edward was taking up all the space. Oh, buddy, I don't know about that. This whole have a child thing as well. I don't know. Pal, what are you doing? Esmond, I love you, but you're driving me crazy. Oh, look at these guys. Look at them. They're just so cute. Yeah, Esmond, you can like deep thoughts, Paolo. Go for it. Go for it. Oh my goodness. This guy. And not only that, you ruined the shot that I had and I only just realized. Oh, Luella, Nox came in and Luella's just like, bye now, everyone. It's awkward. Same with little E too. After this, I guess we'll have everyone go to the holiday festival. A ceremony, that's what it is. A holiday ceremony. Who has already warmed themselves by the fire? Everyone except for Heidi. Oh, Heidi. You're always putting everyone else first and yourself last. While they're away at this holiday ceremony, though, you guys get to see the war rolls, so that's exciting. Okay, so we're gonna roll for the Sims who are enlisted in the war. I guess we will start with Kennard. So for this stage of the war, if you roll the number 11, that means that you fail and you don't come back on a d20. So it's at least not as terrible. So for Kennard first, he's fine. For Gree, she's fine. For Adam, he's fine. What about for Kieran? He's fine. And Edwin? He's fine. Oh, thank goodness. What about for little Adam Jr.? And for Kieran's wife, Alice Mackey. Okay, they're all fine. For the other war camp, the Sims that we have there are Elizabeth. She's fine. Gyda. Also. Oh my gosh! Gyda's not gonna make it back? I hope that I didn't notice that with anybody else. Oh my gosh, what about... Well, Ivor's fine. We'll talk about Ivor in a minute. Well, for me it'll be a minute, but for you, you've probably already seen it. What about for Arthur? Okay, Arthur's fine. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. I honestly can't believe that. Okay. So what happened for the Sims for their war results? First one doesn't count. Kennard first. 18, nothing. What about for Gree? 10, nothing. What about for Adam? He received some respect from his higher ups. I guess he is pals with the king, so that's easier for him. What about for Adam Jr.? Nothing. Makes sense. He's a little boy. What about for Kieran? He got nothing. Alice, his wife? Also nothing. That's not bad. And Edwin? Edwin got loot. Wow. He must have grabbed a knight and held him for ransom. What about our poor Sims? Elizabeth? Oh my gosh, I just choked. Elizabeth got loot as well? What about for Arthur? Arthur developed some relationships. He's got some new friends. I can't see him being a cheater, so he didn't do anything behind his wife's back. And the Ivors already had a result, and so has Gyda. Wow, crazy. I can't believe that. Honestly, can't believe it at all. Okay. In terms of the home risks for the English families, some of them have already been rolled for and some of them haven't. So we're going to roll a d10, and the number 4 is dangerous to their homes. So for Elizabeth Brewer's home, she's fine. What about for the Jacobsons' home? They are, of course, fine. That would have been a weird move. What about Arthur Brewer's home? Oh, I can't say I'm surprised. I think Annie and Adeline have been up to no good in the background. I can't say I'm surprised that somebody has come for retribution. Maybe the families of somebody that they've wronged in one way or another. What about the Woodhampses' home? They're fine. Graham's home is also fine, and the main family, Paynes, they're fine. Okie dokie. I'm gonna have Luella give Knox a gift. They're trying to repair their relationship as friends, it seems. So I'm gonna have them give each other gifts. Oh, not him, because he doesn't care about it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? That made their relationship worse? Okay, you can ask her what her problem is. No, you jerk. Talk about your relationship fears. I want to see how she reacts. Green pea? If we'd have found that earlier, we could have had a grand meal. She's saying it's okay. Wow, I can't believe that. She's a pretty big person, isn't she? Okay, Luella, it's off to bed with you. As for you, Knox, you never ate your food properly before, so... Oh, I already assigned you that. You, Paolo, go to sleep. Oh, it's over. Oh, Luella's worried that her partner is up to something behind her back. Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to be worried about, my friend. Although he hasn't been these days. Is our nectar aging? It's just taking so long. Is our food still good? Yes, why don't you go grab a bite, my dude? I have a feeling the garden's gonna kick off today. Let's watch. It happens at 6 if you get bugs and weeds. Oh, oh, there it goes. You can go use the bathroom, and then I'm afraid there's a whole lot of weeds to deal with. Sometimes it's nice to just have a nice, calm, like, just chores, you know? I just kind of like it sometimes. Like, it's just nice. The whole family out here, gardening together, working together on a community project that benefits them all, and we get to harvest soon. Oh, it's so tempting to harvest right this second. You've got no idea. Heidi, what are you making? Why do they keep making mac and cheese? Oh my goodness. If you just heard that knocking, I'm so sorry. Heidi, nobody told you you could do that, and I'm frustrated that you chose to. But since you've done it anyways, you might as well have it. And then Luella, do you mind making... What do we want today? We can make lots of different things. Do we want rabbit pie? I don't think they've ever had that. And by they, I mean me. I'm one of them. Maybe we'll get lucky and get a golden egg today. Oh, there's a lot of people at the shop. They're just not buying anything. Thank you, Arabella Bell. We've got some really big ones out here. That must mean that they can, in fact, keep growing after they've gotten to the point that you can harvest it, like if you keep working on them, because these ones weren't just 2 before, I don't think. I don't think so. Now there is one more mini sheep or mini goat that we haven't milked today. Is it Pumpkin? Oh, you're right here, Pumpkin. It's not Pumpkin, it's Goatzilla. Goatzilla's always inside. Goatzilla thinks that it's a human. He thinks he's part of the family. And honestly, he kind of is, or she kind of is, I don't know. Heidi, if you've eaten, I appreciate that you want to talk to people, but you can come out here and help with the gardening because it's kind of out of control right now. And that would be helpful if you don't mind. Look at our 3 boys out here working on the garden. Oh, Edgar, you finished everything already. Look at you go. Kenrick's coming for food. Harper will get some after taking care of the animals. Knox and Esmond, they're just spraying for bugs. Why are the witches hanging out here today? It is so scary when they come over. It's both of them have been here today. Uh-oh. Okay, I don't think we're gonna have a chance to finish everything here, so I'm gonna go over and take care of Alice's pregnancy, and then we'll probably go ahead and stop over at the other house that we have to see today. So we'll see you when we get to the next household. Now, I don't know if this is true for any of you, but ever since the last update came, the one that I haven't gotten, anytime that I move Sims from household to household through the Managed Worlds thing, whenever I try to go to another house, even if it's not a house where somebody is, like for example, this house, obviously Ivor has been moved out of because she, was taken back to England. But basically, anytime that happens, oh dear, she's like gonna pop in this exact moment. Anytime that happens, it throws an error code and says, oh, you probably better make sure that you restart the game. But that's only happened since this most recent update, and I haven't updated yet because I was paranoid that it was going to take too long to update mods or that something would go wrong, and so I just didn't. I haven't done it yet because I knew I had to work ahead, so I don't know. Let me know if you've had that issue. But this moment's about you, Alice. Alice, it is time. You're having another baby. Wow. Get out of here. But go, Alice, go. Go, Alice. You've got this. Oh, Alice is so pretty, isn't she? That hair is stunning. Oh my goodness. Isn't it the most stunning hair? A boy again. Oh my goodness, you guys we've got a real run of boys going on. I can't remember the last time there was a girl baby born. Baroness, was that the last girl baby? It has been straight up a wild time. It's just all boys. I'm sure that's not true, is it? Okay, Alice, let's get these rolls going. For Alice to survive this birth, she cannot roll the numbers 1 or 11. That's it, so she's fine. And for the baby Roland to survive, he cannot roll the numbers 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or 20. Oh, that's sad. It is. At least they have 2 healthy babies, though, and mom and dad are fine. Oh, golly. Okay. Well, listen, Mr. Blackshire, I did try to send you to work, but you've elected not to go. It is also one Mr. Gideon's birthday. So sad that we're about to lose this baby. Nobody look. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Roland. But Gideon the second, it's you. Man, you guys are so messy. Do we not have a sink here? I'm pretty sure we do. I don't think I would have forgotten to put a sink in. Oh, I did forget to put that wall in, though. Oh, put some birthday candles on there, Alice and Gideon. Gideon, let's have your birthday, friendo. I know, because your brother cried. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And because you're sad about your brother being taken away. Oh, what a sad birthday. Okay. Well, happy birthday, Gideon. Even if you're not happy about it, we're happy for you to have your birthday, to become a child. Wow. Wow, a child. That's so crazy. Goofball. Okie dokie. You can be a social boy. You know what's so crazy is that I looked and we did have a girl baby in 1346 because it was Sophia's child, the one that in the original recording, she didn't make it, but then she did end up making it. But the last one before that was like 2 years before. And there have been a lot of babies born. Okay, let's modify you and see if you're gonna make it, kiddo. Now, for Gideon Blackshire to become a child, he cannot roll the numbers 3, 9, or 19. So, he's fine. Little Gideon gets to become a child! That's so exciting! Wow. So, oh, I guess the only other thing is that they have more money now because Henry of Grosmont gave them some money to look after Ivor for him while she was pregnant and about to have his baby. But on that note, I'm gonna leave these guys and go to another household to check in with a birthday there. So I'll see you when we get there. Oh my gosh, Henry of Grosmont's afraid of the dark? Okay, Elizabeth, you get the chance to wail for your friend Gyda. Oh, she's not your friend. That's awkward. Is Grim gonna do it? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. Grim has just given Gyda back. Wow. I actually didn't believe it to the point that I didn't even bother to go into camera mode until exactly this moment. Whoa, Gyda, you got returned just in time for a plague. That's bad luck, but you know what? Maybe it'll be for the best. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, well, I'll head on to the next household now. All right, so here we are at Darius's house, the Miskinis house in Lithuania, because today it is, in fact, one little Vilkas's birthday. And to be honest with you, I haven't been here in so long that I had forgotten that Isabel wasn't here anymore, and it was so sad and strange. I couldn't believe it. It was weird. Can we please help him blow out these candles? What do you mean, the center of a table? Is this not the center? Okay, please help him blow out his candles. It says birthday. Okay, Johanna, that's enough hugs. Thank you. You can eat some food. I don't know what Darius is wearing, but it's a choice. I mean, I gave him this outfit, so I'm the one who chose this for him. Okay, Vilkas, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Vilkas! Whee! Up you went, and he is a glutton. Okay, nothing wrong with that necessarily. Okay, oh, he kept his hair. Okay, let us modify you and see how your fate is. For Vilkas Miskinis to become a child, he cannot roll the numbers 3, 9, or 19, so... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my gosh, this can't just have happened. Oh, buddy. Today's been really hard for me. I can't believe this is happening. I really can't believe this is happening. Okay, he's very confident. Dana's also very confident. Okay, Dana. Dana, it's on you, kid. Dana, you've dealt with death before. Please. 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 Grim, please, please, please. We're going through a terrible time right now. It's gonna get worse. Please. Oh my gosh, he gave him back. He gave Vilkas back. We got him back. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that this is the first time we've ever had to plead for him. This is awful. Oh my gosh, but at least we get him back. Okay. Okay. Grim, feel free to do it anytime. Okay, you can laugh so long as you do it. Oh, thank goodness. Come back to life, Vilkas. Come on, buddy. Grim's not super thrilled about this, but he did it anyways, so... Yay, Vilkas, you've made it back. Thank you, Grim. Thank you so much. We couldn't have gone without this little buddy. Oh, Grim, thank you. Grim, you've been a great friend to our family, and I will not forget it. And I just ask that it continues into the future. Thank you so much. Oh, God. But on that note, I'm going to leave these guys here and head back to the main Paynes to do the taxes, anxious to be somewhere safe. So I will see you when we get there. Okay, we're back at the main Paynes so that they can keep the sale running just a bit longer and just so I could be someplace that hopefully things aren't going terribly again. Because, so since I'm doing these all back to back, those scenes at the end of the last episode where it was about, you know, like, what am I trying to say? Where it was losing Ibrahim and Malik Hersemis, I just did those right before starting this. And then went into this recording and, like, well, I guess we're right at the end of the recording anyways. So Gyda failed the war roll. She was destined for demise. And so I thought, oh, we're losing Gyda, but then she was able to be pled for by Elizabeth. That was the only time she's ever been pled for. So that was good. But that I did Gyda's loss. I did Gyda right before I went to Darius's home. So basically it was just a run of like terrible, it was, oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? So right before recording, basically it was losing Ibrahim and Malik. I pled for them. It was unsuccessful. Then it was, you know, Alice's baby, Roland, who didn't make it. Then it was Gyda who failed her war roll, and we pled for her, and she was successful. But it was, you know, still a hairy moment. Oops, just kidding, chickens. You're free to do whatever you want. And then it was Vilkas. So for me, that was an unpleasant run of time. What are you two doing? Is Luella actually taking... She's taking this? Interesting. Then do you want to work on your... I don't want you to have a relationship here. I don't mind so much if Nox does, but I don't want you to have one. Okay, he's being good about it. Sometimes the Sims can be kind of jerks about the whole relationship fear thing. And since their romance is so far down, it worried me that he might be like, oh... you're a jerk or whatever. Please do the same. Oh, thank you for purchasing our mead. Oh man, you guys, but I've just about had it for today. I've just about had it. So, oh man. Okay, there you go. You're done with your relationship fear. Can you do yours? Sometimes if you just wait a minute, it'll pop up again, and then you can just be like, oh, get it out of the way. They're actually flirting autonomously with each other. A lot of people are going to be upset by this. A lot of people are not going to be happy about this turn of events. Don't be mean to Edgar. Okay, I've had enough today. I'm gonna close the live-in store. And I'm gonna stop here. It's been a rough couple of days with all the recording and the editing. But for now, today the family started with 13,467. They're finishing obviously with 15,476 simoleons, which means that they made a profit of about 2,009 simoleons. Their taxes are about 804 simoleons, which means we'll be left over with 14,672 simoleons. Oh, okay. And on that note, I am just going to pull today to a close. It's been a rough one. Okay, who have I forgotten about their birthdays? The infants, I always forget to say their birthdays. I'll try to put a picture if there are any infants who aged up. But this year, the Sims who aged up were Hal Smith became a toddler. He was successful with his role. Jefferson II Greystroke became a young adult. Eleanor Woodhams was up for her adult birthday along with her brother Adam. Adam was successful. Eleanor failed. And she has an uncertain amount of time left. So that was another thing that happened. Arden Brewer aged up to a teenager, rolled to get married and to have 9 baby tries. And in addition, Sawyer Brewer, who is Arthur and Adeline's son, became a toddler as well. So all in all, it was a run of good birthday rolls. All in all, it was mostly good war rolls as well. But yeah. Anyways, I hope that you've enjoyed this part. As always, let me know your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. We should all be together for the next one that comes out, hopefully. So I look forward to all being back on the same schedule together again. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everyone. Okay, so for Alice's home first, again, it's the plague. Heads means death. So for the Blackshires, oh, I'm scared. For Gideon, the older first, he's fine. For Alice, oh no, I had a feeling. Oh, I had a feeling. Gideon the younger? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And for Rule? Oh my god, no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that upsets me. Okay. For the vampire home, which they are currently staying in France, and the plague is spreading through France in 1347, Beatrice is fine, and Wesley Martin has to flip twice and get heads both times. According to several persons' rules, vampires who are bad are more likely to survive due to their willingness to drink from prey, which is humans, but Beatrice, I think, is feeding him. They both are generous and they both love each other, so I think that she's feeding him even if times are lean. So for Wesley Martin to survive, he just cannot roll heads twice in a row. Okay, and the second time? Oh my god, are you kidding me? This is a catastrophe. There's no way around it. This is a complete and utter catastrophe. Oh my god. Okay. Well. Oh my gosh. This is a catastrophe. Okay.